Under the sea. Under the sea.
You gotta do it. There you go. I love Sebastian. Someday I will play him.
You should.
As a vampire. I don't know why. Anytime I do a voice, I become a vampire.
Really?
I don't know.
That's your crutch right
I had to play a Greek guy once. And it was like, hello, come to my office. I want to bite your neck. It's like, no!
To open up a pizza place. No wonder why he's open all hours of the night. Jeez.
Oh my God, watch out for the red sauce. Oh, I don't know what happened. I apologize.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rhode Island is loaded with many, many funny people, but unfortunately they usually get indicted after a few years and they go away. The one person who hasn't, because he's never been a politician. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank O'Donnell, sir.
But there's still time.
Well, hey, give it, absolutely. Well, 8 months to go here for a run at the governor's seat.
I don't know if I want that one.
I don't blame you.
Start small.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for tree warden.
Oh, you've seen my campaign.
It's
I'm branching out.
Hey-o, ladies and
gentlemen.
Early.
Okay, sorry.
Well, Frank, you are, have they enshrined you as the official state funny man?
No, there's, we're in negotiations.
I should hope so.
Actually, I'm going to move to Massachusetts. Maybe I got a better job.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck. Give Charlie Baker my best, please. Tell him I said hi.
I will.
But this is coming up on the 8th installment of Heavenly Gingers.
It is.
And it's taking place on Tuesday, March 27th.
Yes.
Twin River
Event Center.
Not Twins Rivers.
No.
Twin Rivers.
River.
Or Twin Rivers.
I know. It's kind of ironic because I live on Twin River, one of them, and then we're doing it at the Twin River Event Center. So
it all comes together nicely.
They're not rivers, by the way.
No?
Twin Rivers, not rivers. A couple of lakes that are separated by Route 7.
Wow.
That's really all it is. I think. I don't know.
It is what you want it to be, folks. The world is your imagination.
Absolutely.
It's all in your mind.
Yeah.
But this is.
Let me just say one thing about Twin River.
Yeah.
They are tremendous people up there. They have given us the event center for 8 years in a row.
Wow.
It doesn't cost us a dime.
That's great.
Give us all the production people that we need, all of the facilities people that we need. It's just terrific. So I really can't say enough about them. We could not do this without them.
And of course, any expense that you save on production and facility
goes right
goes right to the fund. So tell us about the event, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the fund and the program that you've got, because you have really enriched a number of students' lives that want to get into the arts. So tell us about the program.
We started Heavenly Gingers 8 years ago after my daughter Keri passed away in a car accident in 2010. Our good friends, the Morrises, had just lost their daughter Jessie about 18 months earlier to ovarian cancer. And they were very helpful to us in the process of, adjusting to this new life that's been thrust upon us. And after it happened, we talked that we should maybe have some sort of celebration of the girls' lives. Now, Jessie and Keri, while they were separated by about 5 years, had a lot in common. They loved to perform, and they were both redheads. And that's where the term came from, the Heavenly Gingers. So we decided we wanted to have just a little celebration of their lives. Just
a little one.
Just
a little one. It started out small.
That is how it started, actually. And I was working at Catch a Rising Star that was in Twin River at the time. And we reached out to the management and said, could we maybe use the event center for this event? And they said, sure. And they gave it to us on an off night, which is great. That's why it's on a Tuesday night. Initially scheduled for the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
And we got stormed out.
Oh, geez.
What a surprise in New England that would happen. And we ended up having to reschedule it in March, and it was a success. It worked out nicely. We raised a good bit of money and decided, let's do this again. And we've been doing it ever since. And what it is just an evening of song and dance. We initially had the dancers from Cat's Dance Studio, which is where Jessie danced and taught. It's her mother's studio.
Yeah.
And from Dance Workshop in North Providence, which was Keri's home studio, where she had just begun to teach the little kids. And they all came and they sang and they danced is what they did because they're dancers. But then we had singers and, mostly everybody in the show knew the girls.
Yeah.
Had some connection with them. It's kind of evolved over the years now. A lot of the people that both girls were dancing with have aged out of dance, if that makes some sense.
Sure.
As you get older, you go to college, you don't dance as much, but we still have looped in people that know us.
Right.
Didn't necessarily know both of the girls, but they do it in their honor. And it's just a fun night. We have a lot of fun raffles, a lot of fun prizes. John Morris, Jesse's dad, and I have a little bit of fun with the audience. Both do stand-up, so we have a little bit of crowd experience.
You have your hosting experience is just small. I mean,
little bit.
It's
a little bit. But it's a fun night. It's a bittersweet night, because it's all about two girls that aren't with us anymore. But we do it to celebrate their lives, but also to help other kids that are like them, who have a passion for performing. I mean, that was the one thing about both of the girls. When they were on stage, you knew they were there.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were even just in a tiny little part somewhere, they had this thing where, I mean, obviously I'm biased, it's my daughter, but they had this, hey, look at me thing that had, when they walked in a room, you knew they were there. And if you didn't, they made sure that you found out.
Well, I wonder where she got it from.
Well, no, it's her mother. I blame her mother. Karen's gonna hate me for that. Sorry.
It's all right. No, we can edit it, I'm sure.
No, it's fine. Yeah, right. Like you will. Yeah. Thanks, Ben. So the really cool part about the show is what we're able to do afterwards. So all of the money that we raise goes to the Keri Ann O'Donnell Memorial Fund and to Jesse's Dream, which are both nonprofits, both which benefit young people who have a passion for performance. Okay. So we've given scholarships and grants to kids to go to music classes, dancing classes, acting classes, vocal classes. We have sent them to summer camps at the PPAC, at the GAM, at Trinity, at Ocean State Theater, which is no longer with us, but Theater by the Sea. A bunch of different places that we're able to help these kids because these things are so expensive.
Well, you bring up a lot of. First off, you bring up so many great points. First off, you and your family, it's just in your nature to do such wonderful things for the community and providing this, which is amazing. You brought up all the amazing theaters that we have in the state. I mean, you really, is there a theater you haven't met in Rhode Island that you don't know all the inner workings and who's who? Because you are very, very much involved in the arts in our state, which we're very fortunate to have such a robust arts scene here.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
we are incredibly lucky. And you're doing it to help raise funds, which, let's face it, every time there's a budget shortage in the school department, it's the first thing that has to go, unfortunately. And for you guys to really pull together to turn tragedy and really what is, I can't even begin to understand the heartache and the times that you and your family have gone through, especially you and your wife, to turn that into something so amazing. And just the longevity of it is truly, it's something so unique and special. It really is.
It's an odd thing. We've always said you got a couple of choices when something like this happens. One is you can just curl up and spend the rest of your life in bed. But the other thing is you move along and you do something to honor the memories. See, man, moving along is even a bad expression. It's like it's not like you leave it behind. It's always with you.
Sure.
So this is a way to remember the good things.
Yeah.
I mean, she, like Keri, was a typical teenager. She spent weekends where she just locked herself in the room because she was mad at us. She'd stomp around the house all the time.
Yeah.
But she was also a tremendously talented kid.
Sure.
And we got a lot of joy out of watching her. I'm lucky in the respect that I've been able to do a lot of shows with my kids. That was one of the things that I'm most grateful for, is that I got to spend a lot of time in the theater with Keri and my other kids as well. I mean, I do theater now because of my daughter Kayla.
Sure.
She took me to an audition. Well, I took her to an audition because she wanted to audition for a show. When we got there, she handed me a form. She says, "You have to audition too." And I really didn't think I had the time, but she said, "I'm not going to do it if you're not going to do it." I wanted her to do it because she wanted to do it.
Sure.
So, I gave her that little security blanket, and then they were doing How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I walked in, and the director said, "Oh, we'd like you to read for the assistant mayor of Whoville." And I said, "No, excuse me. I am Cindy Lou Who."
Absolutely.
And,
it's clearly, you have the hair for it and everything. Well, I mean, it's like one of those physical things. You have to grow the hair out.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
And you were very nice.
But the director fell on the floor, and I said, "Oh, crap, I just got a part." All right, so I was not Cindy Lou Who, by the way. But Kayla got cast too, and she enjoyed it. She got cast as like town person number 3, maybe 2. She'll correct me. But then she ended up playing 2 other ensemble roles. So, she did it, and then the other kids saw how much fun she had, so they went out for the next show, which was Treasure Island. And when I went to the auditions with them, the director said, "Hey, would you just do a favor for the auditions? Just read Long John Silver so the kids have somebody to bounce off." I said, "Sure, no problem." So about a week later, they called my house, and my wife answered, and they said, "No, we'd like Keri to do this, Patrick to do this, Kayla to do this, and do you think Frank would play Long John Silver for us?" And Karen said yes. So,
what, you're going to get him out of the house for how long? Okay, perfect, fantastic.
Yeah, so
how do I sign him up?
But it was pretty cool, to get to do all of that stuff with them. We did Seussical together and a bunch of other shows. So it was, for me, a tremendous experience. It got me into theater as well, but to have that experience with the kids and watch them grow and see what it did for their confidence. And that's really what these programs do. It's like, a lot of kids, have a dream early on that, they're going to be on Broadway, and that's great. Some of them do actually end up there.
Sure.
But even if you don't, it just does so much for your self-confidence. I mean, as you know, the number one fear of people in the world is just to be able to stand in front of a room of people,
right,
and be comfortable.
Sure.
And the performing arts does that for people. So when you get a kid young, they may end up going on and doing wonderful things in the performing world, and that's great. But just for their own personal development, it just does so much. So there's so much more than just performing that goes into this, and that is what we try to help with.
The performing arts also play a vital role in many different fields out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You look at Trinity Rep,
yeah,
and their education program that they do through Brown University, not just for acting, but for a lot of the doctors and the people who are going to be interacting with people,
Sure.
learning compassion and how to display empathy. It's not necessarily
social skills.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And so you're right. A lot of people, everybody dreams of, going to Broadway. I dream of being the next Giselle Bundchen. That probably won't happen. I'm a little past my prime right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you, 5 years ago, though.
I could have.
Yeah, you could have
been somebody.
Yeah.
But
why cry over spilt milk?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's something that even on the local level make a difference where you are and
Sure.
with what you have. It's kind of the whole mission of the Heavenly Gingers thing. You're making
Absolutely.
a difference with what you've been dealt, and you're helping other kids to learn and make a difference in their lives, which is awesome. So who is lined up this year for the performance?
Well, we have the regular suspects. We have the Cats Dancers from Cats Dance Studio. We have the Treble Makers. I love that name, which is an a cappella group from North Providence High School.
Very.
We have a group of kids from Academy Players that are doing a song. I think it's from Seussical.
Okay.
I don't know. Putting together the show is not necessarily my thing, but I do try to line people up. But and this is really cool. I'm very excited about this. Emily Luther from The Voice is joining us.
Very cool.
Emily, I was trying to figure out how long I've known her. I think perhaps maybe since she was 12.
Wow.
She did a bunch of shows at TheaterWorks up in Woonsocket.
Yep.
And we didn't do Nonsense together, but she was in Nonsense a year when we had Karen Adams from Channel 12 do a cameo as Sister Walter Cronkite. So I got to work with Emily there, and then we did their 25th anniversary show together. Pretty sure I got a picture of her choking me with a tie. I think it was in the script. I'm not really sure. But Emily is one of those, watched her grow since she was a kid. She's 26 now, I think, as old as Kayla, my second daughter. And, she's just had incredible success, but she's still plugging away. And she's a perfect example of what you can do if you work your butt off. In the performing arts. So we're really glad to have her. We tried to get her the past couple of years, but she hasn't been available this year. Her schedule works out, so it's tremendous. We're really excited about that. And there are other groups that I'm sure I'm missing that are going to be joining us. There's probably 18 numbers in the show. And we also have, the bulk of what we're able to raise comes from our raffles and auctions.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah,
What a nice segue. Oh, you're good at that.
Man, I'm telling you, I've done this once or twice. So we've got 4 tickets to see the Red Sox play the Astros.
All right.
Which is going to be kind of cool.
That's great, yeah.
That's in April. We got 4 tickets to a Patriots game next season, obviously, because they're not playing right now. I don't know if you knew that. That's... We got, I'm psyched about this. We got a Benny's memorabilia package.
Really?
Yeah.
What is in that?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen it. I'm picking it up later today. But it's going to be in a Benny's shopping cart.
Oh, how perfect
Arnold
is that?
Bromberg from Benny's was very nice.
Good guy,
he
good
reached
family.
out and he said, you're going to love what's in this. I said, what is it? He goes, well, wait till you see it. Well, thanks, Arnold. That's very helpful. But it is very helpful. So that's kind of cool. We have a walk-on role on an upcoming film being shot in Rhode Island. We had that last year.
Oh, cool.
And that went for some pretty good money. And then we got, tickets to a bunch of theatrical events around the state. The GAM has provided us stuff. PPAC has provided us some tickets. Other people as well. I can't give you an exhaustive list because it's early in the
they know
morning.
who they are.
Yes, they do.
And if you want to find out who they are, you got to come that night. Gift card from our boys Nick, Ron,
Yeah,
and
that's
Pete.
right.
You are the fourth Nairobi.
And
you are the fourth brother.
Well,
So
we haven't had the ceremony yet, but it is.
you got more hair than all 3 of them combined, so you're doing good,
I
Frank.
just have more hair than all 3 of my brothers, but that's really not important at all. And a huge thanks to the Cardis. Thank you for bringing that up because they have supported us every year as well.
Yeah.
With a gift card, which is always a hotly sought after item.
Sure.
And they also help us with promotion. They put us in their social media. We've already been in their ads in the Journal for a couple of weeks. They're going to have me on the road show again.
Nice.
And they're phenomenal. I can't say enough about them because, again, you talk about community spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, his 3 guys that, have a very successful furniture business, they don't have to do this. They reach out to you.
Right.
It's not like you get on, can I speak to Nick? It's like, Pete answers the phone all the time.
Yeah.
Answers email, and they're phenomenal. So, huge shout out to
When good people
Cardis.
do good things, it's all about helping those people, and that's, I know from being there for many years. That's just, it's not it's not a matter of can we, it's what can we do, what
exactly.
are we going to do,
and that's their mindset. That's phenomenal. It really is,
which is awesome.
So there's a bunch of raffle items, and the auction prizes are big again, and we do some of them we do in advance. We call them the big ticket items. So the tickets for the Red Sox and the Astros, it actually comes in a corporate booth. Those tickets were donated by the company I work for, Embrace Home Loans. So those are, you get, I think you get parking. I won't say that. I think you get parking, but you're in a pretty cool suite.
Yes.
So they're really good seats, and plus you're going to be, they're playing the world champions.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So
the reigning World
last
Series
year
champions.
we were able to do that.
Sure.
They played the Cubs. So
wow.
We're really lucky with that. So
the prizes are very thoughtful and intentional, and are meaningful. So, folks, if you're looking for a great reason to go out on a Tuesday night, this is it.
It really is.
This is awesome. You're going to see some great talent too.
Oh, absolutely. It's it's much more than a dance recital.
Sure.
Because it's all heartfelt. Everybody that's in the show has some connection to us. It's not, like we hired out people. There's a reason that they're there. And the thing to remember too, yes, we know it's Tuesday. We know it's a school night.
Yep.
And we start the show right at 6:30. The doors open at 5:30.
There you go.
And we'll have you out of there by 9:30, 9:45 at the latest.
Sure.
So, do your homework early, kids.
Absolutely.
That's what's important.
Yep.
And the other thing that's cool, the other aspect of this that's really cool is we have a lot of the kids who have benefited from support from the scholarships, right? That come back and perform in the show.
Full circle.
My son has been putting together a number with them, and then a lot of the kids just come out and support it. So you'll see a lot of kids that are wearing the I Heart Heavenly Ginger shirts in the audience. They've all gotten something from the funds to help them go to whatever classes it is that they need. So we're in the season now too where we are selecting scholarship winners at the different high schools that we're involved with PPAC, with the GAM, with Trinity. So this is also a tough time. There's so much involved with all of this. I mean, today as we tape this is Kerri's 23rd birthday.
Right.
So it's she's been gone 8 years. There's 8 birthdays that we haven't had with her.
Yeah.
So today's a difficult day too, but it really is. It's a great event. I think a lot of people really, get hit here with it, which is kind of the point of it. It's a fun show. It's not like you're sitting there crying all night. I don't want anybody to get that idea.
No, believe me, you will laugh. You will have a great time. I mean,
and it is fun, and it really is. It's uplifting. When you see the kids who benefited, it's tremendous. And the good thing is too, for us afterwards, we have relationships with some of the kids. So you give the kid you just help them to get into a class or something, but then you get to see them perform in things. So when we do the Next Step Broadway at PPAC, we go see that show. We've seen kids perform in a number of shows, just kids that we've helped. We don't take credit for it. It's not like we look at, oh well, look what we did. No, that's not, because we the kid has talent. We've just helped them get to things. So it's pretty cool to to see it after the fact.
You guys have carved out quite an event here. This is going to be awesome. It's Tuesday, March 27th, folks. Do not miss this. It's certainly something. Be there early. Don't show up late.
Yeah, you get
please.
there at 5:30, and that's when we open the doors. If you get there before that, we actually have entertainment in in the lobby, we have one of our scholarship recipients, Max Riley, who's Kelly Bates' son.
Yes, talented guitarist.
He's tremendous, and he and his group set up in the lobby, and they entertain on the way in, which is very cool. And then once you get in the door, we'll have all sorts of stuff going on. Kelly is there. She helps us with our, pre-show announcements. The show will open with The Little Mermaid on stage, which we're pretty excited about. My friend Rochelle Weinrock, who she does a lot of cosplay, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
But she goes to
all the cons.
Yeah, well, she does a lot of
variety.
Right, she does those, but she also does a lot of kids parties. So
awesome!
Last year she came as Elsa from Frozen.
Yes.
This year she is Ariel from Little Mermaid. Of course, a redhead. So
well, why not?
Kind of makes sense.
Naturally cast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So, Frank, this is going to be awesome, folks. Don't miss it. Get out there. And if by chance you can't make it, please go find them on the website. Find them on Facebook, social media. Get behind the work that they're doing because it's truly something special. You think about all the things you do throughout the year that are kind of just the mundane and the everyday thing. This is something, as you mentioned, this is something very special from the heart. Every now and then it's good to do something from the heart.
Once in a while, yeah.
Every now and then. Not too often. And we don't want to turn everybody into a bunch of softies here, But it's important. It's a wonderful night. I'm looking forward to it. Frank, thanks very much for joining in the car here, and I'll take it back. I don't know where we ended up.
Yeah, so we're going to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru next, right? Oh, you got one and you didn't get, Ben.
Sorry.
You're talking about being a nice guy and then
terrible person.
You didn't give me a coffee?
I know.
My God.
Sorry.
Well, let me out of this car. It's a good idea to do carpool karaoke if I'd known the freaking words. You're still rolling, right?
It's all rolls.
Hi, kids.
It's all in the editing.
So Dad actually did like Little Mermaid. It was a good show. Yeah. And Dad doesn't know how to learn his lyrics until he's in the show, and then he makes them up.
Yeah. It's Buddy's Fancy 101.
Under the couch. Under the couch. That's where your socks are. Go and fight them. See, I just,
That was good. That was really good.